Welcome to the channel, guys. This is the park pontification video. However, I'm not at a park right now. I'm in my corporate office. I'm actually in my office here at HQ, and the video is going to be very valuable for you, so stay tuned because we're going to kick it off. If you're wondering what's happening there behind me, in about 20 minutes, I'm about to do the Legacy Tribe Zoom coaching session with all my coaching clients from Legacy Tribe. However, I wanted to film this video for you because I think it is very paramount that you hear this message, especially if you are someone who is a king of making bad and stupid decisions in your life. Now, you may have heard this quote before where you are either getting paid for the decisions that you've made in your life, or you are paying for the decisions that you've made in your life, right? And so if you're getting paid for the decisions you've made in your life, that means you have made some good decisions. Now, sit tight while I clip this into the little thingamabob. There we go. Let's get started. So if you are getting paid for the decisions you've made, that means you're probably a good decision maker and you have made some good decisions in life. You have thought things through, you have processed them, you have pro and con them, you weighed things out, and you've made a decision based on mind and brain logic and not on feelings and emotions. Now, if you are actually paying for the decisions that you've made, maybe you're the king of making bad decisions, maybe you're the king of making stupid decisions, then you are experiencing a life where it's not so great after all to live that life. And you are suffering and you're in debt and you've had a divorce, or you're about to go through a divorce, or you're in a bad place and you don't know how to get out of it, right? At the end of the day, I think we could all agree that no matter what happens in life, we are a byproduct of our decisions. We can all agree on that, right? And if you can agree on that, then you're at the right place. If you're like, no, bad things just seem to happen to me, I have no control of anything that happens to me, I'm just a byproduct of circumstance, then don't watch this channel. This is not the channel for you. However, if you realize that you are a byproduct of the decisions that you have made, now I do get it. Bad things do happen to good people, right? Bad things do happen to good people. You could be crossing the intersection and you've got the green light, the other guy's got the red light, they ran the red, they T-boned you, and you broke your leg. Well, one could argue you made the decision to be on the road today, right? So that is still a byproduct of your decision. And that is extreme ownership, as Jocko Willink talks about, right? That is massive personal accountability. And I'm a big believer in that. And if you're a believer in taking personal accountability, then you're one of those people who believes that all of my life wins and losses are a byproduct of the decisions that I've made. Now, what happens if someone's got cancer? Well, guess what? These things happen as well. But by and large, majority of life is a byproduct of the decisions you've made, and we could all agree. So how do we make sure that we were making better decisions? Well, the reality is the thing that sparked this particular video is because I know a young man in his late 20s who had a lot of great things going for him. He had just launched an online business. The business was starting to really pick up and thrive. He was doing about $25,000, $30,000 a month in sales, and he had about a 60% profit margin. So, this guy was already on pace to, take home $170,000, $180,000, maybe even $200,000 for the year. And then the girlfriend that he's with, he ended up getting pregnant. And that created a whole bunch of weird dynamics in his life because, well, he was ready to break up with her. And so now he felt like he was stuck in this relationship. So to make a bad thing worse, he decided to continue on with the relationship. And now that young child is 1.5 years, and that young child is going to be parented by two people who don't necessarily like each other, but they're staying together because of religious reasons, right? Both families are very faith-based and religious-based, and apparently their religion does not see it right to be separated and co-parenting. Now, I share all this with you because now this young man's business has all but collapsed. He's got a job. He's just making okay kind of money. And in reality, the decisions that he made led him to this. So what are the things that cause bad decisions? Let me tell you. Your mind, as my friend Tim Grover says, has to be stronger than your feelings and emotions. If you are making decisions with your feelings and emotions, then you're probably going to make a bad decision because it is an impulsive decision based on how you feel. Like you're in bed and you don't want to get up and you don't want to go to the gym because it's too cold outside and it's still dark and you'd rather hit the snooze button. Those are all the string of bad decisions. all the string of bad emotional decisions. But if your mind is stronger than your feelings and emotions, then you can override that by saying, I have made this commitment to myself. I've made the commitment to my future self, and therefore I will get up even if it's cold. I will get up even if it's dark. I will get up even if it's uncomfortable, and I will do what's right for me because the decision I'm making today is either going to pay me in the future, is either going to have a positive payout in the future, or the decision I make today by staying in bed and avoiding the workout and, snuggling up to my phone for another 20, 30 minutes, I'll end up paying for that decision a year or two down the line. So I want you to understand this, that no matter what, you are either getting paid for the decisions you've made or you will be paying for those decisions. Sometimes you get paid immediately or you pay immediately. Other times, that decision that you think is so benign, it's not a big deal, I could just stay in bed, or what if I just have a drink or two tonight and a drink or two the next night, and maybe next week I have another couple drinks or two. Before you know it, a year goes by and you have really, you've missed out on a lot of great opportunities in work, in business, in networking, in connections because you were a little too hungover to get up, right? So those decisions could be pushed down the road, or they could be decisions that end up impacting you now. But either way, you're either getting paid for them or you're getting paid because of them. Now, there is one more thing I want to teach you, and that is called sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy is... Hey guys, quick interruption to the show. Let me tell you all about the Keuilian Wellness Shot. If you're like me and you care about your health, hydration, and building a strong immune system so you can stay active and you can get after it in life, then you want to try the Keuilian Wellness Shot. I used to take 11 different supplements in the morning, things like vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, echinacea, ginger, and a whole bunch more. Now it's all included in the Keuilian Wellness Shot. I want to send you a 30-day supply for 50% off. Just go to Keuilian.com. Use the code word Bedros, my name, to get 50% off. You'll also get free shipping. You get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, and $1 of every order goes to Shriners Children's Hospital. And when you use the code word Bedros and do the subscribe and save, which is a Keuilian Tribe program, every month you'll get a fresh supply of Keuilian Wellness Shots for an additional 20% off and free shipping, and $1 of every monthly order will go to Shriners Children's Hospital. So go to Keuilian.com, use code word Bedros, and take advantage of this amazing offer. Now back to the show. Well, I've already made the decision. The decision is already a bad decision, but I don't want to back out on it. So instead, I'm going to keep moving forward and waste good money on top of bad money, right? Using the young man that I told you about as an example, he obviously made a bad decision. They made a bad decision to get pregnant when he should have actually broken up with her. He ended up getting her pregnant. And so just because you got someone pregnant, does that mean that now you have to move in with them and try and raise a child? Some might argue yes. My argument in this particular case, if it's not a loving household where they could coexist in a peaceful way, where they could nurture and pour into this child, they are better off living separately and co-parenting in a way that this child has a better chance at life. But instead, because they made one bad decision and got pregnant out of wedlock, and they didn't want to end the relationship, they move forward with it, they're in a relationship of resentment. And when you're in a relationship of resentment, that child is going to be the one that suffers, isn't it? So I share this with you because that's a great example of sunk cost fallacy. You sink all this money into this decision and you realize that it was a bad decision. And instead of doing something about it, you continue to move forward and go deeper into that relationship, or go deeper into debt, or go deeper into not solving it. And it ends up costing you more in the back end, right? And so I want to make sure that you guys understand that if you are the king or queen of making bad decisions, stupid decisions, decisions based on thoughts and feelings and emotions and off a whim, please don't, because you are either going to pay for it now or down the line, or the better decisions, you're going to get paid for it. Does that make sense? You'll either get paid for it or you will pay for it. And you get to decide how that goes. Guys, thank you for watching this episode and this video. I hope you guys get a lot of value from it. If you do, please do me a favor and subscribe, because 74% of you are not subscribed to the show. In the meantime, I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the BK Show. Remember, average is the enemy, success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch. I'll see you guys next time.